So the Buddha talked about these 10 spiritual qualities. And very often we hear that we talk about, very often we hear this compassion, metta, kindness, upekkha, equanimity. And one of the spiritual qualities that I think seldom people really talk about it, and that is truthfulness. And truthfulness is not about not telling lies, not cheating others. Actually, when the Buddhists mention about truthfulness, actually he's referred to more refined level, that we are not deceiving ourselves. Isn't it? Sometimes we deceive ourselves, we pretend that thing is not there. Actually, it's the truthfulness is that we are not deceiving ourselves. And sometimes like how we live our life, like, who we take ourselves to be, and we try to live up to the image that we have created. And the scary thing is that sometimes we even believe with we believe in the image that we created, that this is me, this is mine, and this is who I am, but actually we are not. And imagine, it's just like you keep performing and we just pretend that we are someone else. How tiring, how stressful. You're unable to really to face yourself, to look at yourself, that that who actually who we are. We try to paint the picture and then who we are, and then we believe in that. We believe that who we are, who we create, who we think we are. There's like one of the saying that I use. One of the saying that seeing is believing, but to me it should be the other way around. Believing is seeing, and you believe in something you see, isn't it? You will bend your perception. You will see what you want to see. So, and actually we are not being honest. We are not being truthful. We are just deceiving ourselves, and we pretend that this is how we live our life. We pretend that we are someone else. Imagine how stressful, how tiring if we live our life like that. But we can't see it unless you develop the clarity. You'll be able to see that. But most people can't see that, and then this is how they live their life. And then and sometimes like even relationship, like even they're unable to even to be honest to each others. Like healthy relationship is includes unpleasant, uncomfortable conversation. Sometimes sometimes we cannot pretend I shouldn't say anything. I should keep my mouth shut. I shouldn't express myself. Things that I feel uncomfortable, I shouldn't say anything. We should be happy. We should be happy. The family. We shouldn't have any argument. We shouldn't have any dispute. Everything have to be fine, perfect. There's no such thing, no perfect couple, no perfect relationship. Actually, it's not healthy if we just suppress our emotions, suppress our feelings. Actually, it's very dangerous. It's just I mentioned before, it's a true story. This couple, they know each other since they were still in high school. And then they finished the uni, they're still together. Eventually, they got married. And they have the three girls. And 3 girls already in uni. How many years they know each other? And one day, just not long ago, just a few months ago, and the wife killed the husband, stabbed him in front of one of the daughter. So how much been suppressed, that actually is not healthy, because the relationship is not healthy, because they have the wrong understanding. They misinterpret that they have to be happy, they have to be perfect, because they used to post on Facebook, that they're always very good, always give people the impression that they are perfect couple, the happy family. The family is just very happy, and the children is all okay, is good, but actually it's not. Of course, we all have shortcomings. We all make mistakes. It's no one is you're not perfect. But she's not being truthful to herself, and she's been suppressed her emotion. She's been suppressed. Imagine how many years of suppression. So then, until to the point she cannot suppress, it's just like a volcano. it just explode. And that's why it's very dangerous that we suppress our emotion. Actually, we have to learn to be skillfully to really resolve our emotion. If we suppress it and it keep building up and build up, and then the moment when we cannot hold anymore, and we really insane, like this lady, that moment is really insane. And we think that we would never do such a thing. You think so? We all have the potential to do that if we are not mindful, if we suppress our emotion. Because we are not being truthful. We think that it's wrong, that we feel that way. We think that we should be happy, we should be, we shouldn't have those feelings that we keep suppressing. So we are not really looking at it, we are not really being truthful, we are not being honest to how we feel. And we're so afraid to speak up. Actually, you need to speak up. Even this is a healthy relationship. It doesn't mean that, you cover up everything, even though you are not happy, you just not, you just pretend that it's not there. It's not healthy. So healthy relationship includes unpleasant conversation, even though the conversation is unpleasant. You see, like sometimes you look at some couples that always fight. Actually, they sustain longer, isn't it? It's true. You see, look at our family, but my family, we have 7 of us, and sometimes you see 15 brothers and sisters, we used to fight, but after that we're okay, we just okay. And we just sometimes we fight, and after that we're okay, we argue, but after that we're okay. And then sometimes this is how, sometimes even we understand each other more. Know what's happening, we just, it's okay. It's more healthy relationship. We be able to speak up, to express how we feel. And most people, when we talk about intimacy is not about skinship. It's about the truth. You'll be able to reveal yourself. You'll be able to let someone know how you are, to being yourself. It's not try to cover up. And also, you trust someone, isn't it? When it's someone that is very close to you, you have the trust, and you feel relaxed, and you feel happy. You think that it's okay to reveal yourself, to who you are, to being yourself. You feel at ease and at peace with that, isn't it? And that is truly what you call intimacy. It's not like it's because I hug you, you hug me, then we are close. It's not. It's about being truthful, be able to reveal, express ourselves, and then to reveal who we are, and to be able to express how we feel. Sometimes we think that if we express how we feel, then we're afraid that the person not happy with us. But we cannot pretend that it's not there. If that is how you feel, and we just being honest, being truthful about how we feel, and we not try to pretend and covering up and try to pretend that we are someone else. I remember when I was still a lay person, there was one of my colleague, and her husband never see her without makeup. You know what she did? Like she would sleep after her husband sleep. And then she'll wake up very early. She'll remove her makeup, and then she'll go to bed. And then she have to wake up so early, so that then the husband never see her without makeup. Imagine, already husband and wife, the husband never seen her without makeup. And she just feel like lack of that confidence that, that she have to look perfect, looks beautiful all the time. And actually, it's not being honest, isn't it? It's not truthful. I think I was wondering, I said, if one day your husband come back unexpectedly, he cannot recognize you if you're without makeup. I remember at some stage, like sometimes that people will go on this plastic surgery, like I remember this Angelina Jolie, and people said that she had these sexy lips, Then you ended up seeing everybody have the lips with 2 sausage. We don't have to be look like someone else. It's okay, So we want to be look like someone else. So we go for plastic surgery and to be someone else. But actually, we are not being honest. We are not being truthful to ourselves. Actually, it's very tiring if you live your life like that constantly. Right? Each one of us. We are unique. It's okay. We're just happy with who we are. Just acknowledge, how we feel, to express our emotion. But sometimes we think that we shouldn't have that emotion. We think that it's wrong to have that emotion. And it's non-self. It's okay. And we are not pretend that it's not there. And if we suppress it, we reinforce that. So sometimes it's okay. If we be able to acknowledge and accept that, who we are, how we look, and we make peace and at ease with that. Actually, each one of us, we are unique. We don't, and also it's being kind to ourselves. It's kindness. So accepting who we are is being kind to ourselves. So we still love ourselves even though we don't look like Angelina Jolie. Is fine. I still love you. It's okay. However, how you look like, I'm still like you. I still love you. And that is truly when we be able to, when we have the qualities of truthfulness, being truthful, being honest, actually we develop that confidence in ourselves as well. And also kindness and compassion towards ourselves. It's okay who we are. And just to being able to acknowledge that, So when we start to acknowledge that is happening, the truth, we start to develop the quality of truthfulness. With being truthful, that yes, we acknowledge that that's how we feel. We don't pretend that we are not. And I remember just recently, not long ago, and someone come to me. She said that I have one problem that it really bothered me. She said she always worry about how people look at her, how people think of her. And then she become very, very sensitive. And whatever people say, anything, she think, oh, maybe she's talking about me. Or maybe, because of she's not being truthful to herself. So when you're not truthful, you constantly have the fear of people knowing who you are. And you become so sensitive. Even someone is not talking about you, you would think that, oh, are they talking about me, isn't it? When we have something that we are not truthful and we are not honest, we try to pretend, we want to hide. So we want to cover it up. And then we're so afraid of people know who we are. And we try to cover it. And it's very stressful. And you become so sensitive. And actually, yes, some people think that, oh, it's good to be sensitive, but it depends on what kind of sensitivity. There are two kinds of sensitivity. One kind of sensitivity with the sense of self, with the ego. The other sensitivity not come from ego. Like the sensitivity come with ego, that you always concern how people look at you, and you get hurt so easily. The bigger the ego, the bigger sense of self. Someone said something, you already, oh, it's hurt me. Oh, it's you hurt my feelings. Or you feel hurt so easily. The bigger the ego you have. But the other type of sensitivity I'm talking about is not coming from ego. You not come from the sense of self. It's the sensitivity that you come from, that you have the sensitivity where you're concerned about. Whatever my action, my behavior, will it cause suffering to others? If it will harm others? That kind of sensitivity. I know some people think that after retreat they come back, they told me, they think that, oh, that practice is so good. No, after retreat, I'm so sensitive. I can't stand. Even some people have negative emotion, negative energy come to me. Oh, I feel vomit, I feel sick. And then they think that the practice is so good. I said, it shouldn't be that way. I said, your mind should be stronger, isn't it? And then actually someone being negative will not affect you. And not the other way around. I said you don't suck up to others people, but you just keep it to yourself. You keep your energy within yourself. But she think that the other person is being negative, affect her energy. But actually, I said that you are the one who suck up to the other person energy, because you already being negative. The moment you think of the person having negative energy, you already negative. Actually, you are the one who, like Ajahn Chah used to say, you disturb the sound and not the sound disturb you. And I said, and then she told me that her friend said to her that I wouldn't dare to do any retreat because I don't want to become like you. After retreat, you come back, you become so vulnerable. You become like cannot handle. If someone having negative energy, she will feel sick. She really sick, she vomit. They say sometimes like how powerful our mind. And if you think that is a problem, become a problem. And she make herself really sick. She vomit and she feel very sick. And I said, what kind of practice is it? But I said, this is, that actually you suck up to others' energy is not there affect you. You are the one who suck up, other people's emotion. You get involved. But that's why is this not this kind of sensitivity? This kind of sensitivity comes from the sense of the ego. And the bigger the ego you have, the easier get hurt. Someone says something, you're already hurt. Isn't it? And actually you lots of suffering. But we talk about the sensitivity is someone come from wisdom, not come from the sense of self, come from kindness and compassion. So we aware, and then be aware of how aware about our bodily action, our speech, how we behave. So will our behavior have any impact on others? Whatever we do will cause any suffering others, will harm others. And this kind of sensitivity, and not that kind. And this kind of sensitivity come from wisdom. And I told her, I said, because it's come from your sense of self. It come from you're not being truthful. You're not being honest. Because of that's why you become so sensitive. You become so afraid of people know who you are. You try to cover. That's why sometimes when someone having something that they want to hide, they become very sensitive, isn't it? Even sometimes people only mention one word, you think that this person is talking about me. Actually, it's not. It becomes so sensitive. I said, this is also not being truthful. So it's easy to accept who we are, to acknowledge that. And it's okay, who we and how we feel. Of course, we're not going to change overnight. And recently, someone said to me that, this person said to me that I'm a worrier. I'm always worried. And I really upset me and really, really upset me. It really upset me when people try to tell me to relax. He said, very easy to ask, not to worry, relax. He said, I know that, but I just can't do it. He said, I just want to worry. Because we've been conditioned. She said, my parents are warrior. I've been conditioned to be a warrior. Of course, I worry. And then she constantly worry about, and she got quite emotionally, very emotionally involved, even with others people emotion, and she becomes very sensitive. Then I said, it's okay. You don't have to force yourself that, because you're unable to accept that you are a warrior. That's why it's bother you. And she tried very hard not to worry. I said, you can't do that. The harder you try not to worry, it becomes worse. I said, it's okay. You acknowledge that. You accept that. Yes, I'm still worried. It's okay. It's fine. Just to be able to observe without judging, not to judge ourselves. The anxieties come out, the fear of worrying about, she said, I just want to worry. It's just like an addiction. It's just like the habitual pattern is an addiction. And then it is addiction. You can't just say that you stop. You can't stop. So I said, each time that you worry, you just acknowledge that and know that you worry. And you send loving kindness towards yourself. May I not worry. But you don't force yourself, I should not worry. If you do that, you worry more because you cannot force yourself, you cannot suppress, you cannot stop. If we can do that, we all got enlightened, isn't it? You can just do that easily. You can't. I said, you just have to, each time you just, I said, even the moment you acknowledge that you worry, actually it's already that truthfulness, the quality of truthfulness is already start to develop because you'll be able to acknowledge that. You'll be able to say, yes, it's there. You're not trying to deny, not to try to push it away. And then you say, it's okay. Whenever that you know that it's still there, and it's okay, it's still there. Of course, it's easy to say and done, Then you just sit with that. But she said sometimes she can sit with that, but sometimes she can't. I said, of course, sometimes a mindfulness, our mind is not. Sometimes it's a bit. Mindfulness sometimes may be stronger, sometimes weak. So sometimes it's not so even. I said it's fine, So I said that's why I always encourage people. I said go back to your body to feel. When you worry, how do you feel? That because that bring your mind to present. Because the worry itself is that you are not in present moment awareness. Your mind is already gone to the future. That's why you bring your mind back to your body, because the body, whatever emotions that we experience actually is manifest into our body. I said, when then you come back to your body, actually you be more present. You stay with your body and stay with how you feel. And also it's easier, that you try, and some people use some of the technique, like they try to do reflection, try to do reflection so that they will not worry, try to tell themselves, you don't have to worry, and they try to reflect. I said it doesn't work, especially when you're emotional, when you're so emotional, you can't do reflection. You can only do it afterwards. I said, you just stay, just observe, just stay with your body, observe how you feel in this moment. It's okay that I feel it. This is okay that I feel that way. And not to expect yourself that it's not there. It's come from the ego, that she's not accepting herself, that, that she shouldn't worry. If she worried that she's wrong or she's not good enough. So they said, it's okay. I said, you can send loving kindness towards yourself. It's still there. So it's more doable that you try to force yourself not to worry. And actually, it's easier that you send loving kindness towards yourself. May I be able to not worry, May I be at ease and at peace with that. And it's easier than rather than you force yourself not to worry. You can't do that. Mind is a conditioned thing. You have to keep recondition yourself, and you just accept. Accepting itself is also letting go. Is allowing how you feel. And another person told me that she just discovered herself that she have lots of jealousy. And sometimes people feel terrible, feel bad that you're jealous. You think that, because this is how we judge ourselves. We judge our emotion, we judge our feelings, we judge how we feel. We think that we are terrible, we are bad. We shouldn't have the jealousy. But it's non-self, we cannot control, isn't it? But rather than we just acknowledge that this is how we feel, and you let it be, actually it will subside by itself. Actually, the moment you be able to accept that, yeah, jealousy is there, I feel jealous, and then you stay with that, how you feel, actually itself is already, you start to develop that mudita, the sympathetic joy, because this is the antidote of jealousy. So the moment you be able to acknowledge, the moment you be able to accept that, you already start to develop this quality of truthfulness, honesty, and kindness, compassion, and also like jealousy, that if you be able to stay with that, acknowledge that, actually you also start to develop mudita. And then she said, yes, And then she been practiced that for a while, been sitting with that. Actually, she said now she started to have joy, to have the sympathetic joy. She will feel happy for others people. Like in the past, you say, "Oh, what the person getting in? Not me." She have that, but now she said she started to be able to really have the happiness. She feel happy for others, like someone having something good or doing well, and she feel happy for the person. She said she started to feel that she be able to have that sympathetic joy, but in the past she can't. But take her sometimes, because when she told me, I said, you just sit with that, just stay with your feeling, just see how you feel, and don't try to analyze why you feel that way. Just still feel how you feel like, and then until it subsides. And it's helped you to develop your mindfulness, because sometimes like some of those emotions that are more on a more refined level, but when your mind is not refined enough, you're unable to know why you feel that way. But you have to keep practicing until when your mind becomes more and more refined, actually you will find out yourself. And then she said, yes, now I'll be able to really, she told me that now I'll be able to have that joy, the sympathetic joy for others. She started to feel that, and she said it's really working, but it takes her a while. It will not happen overnight. It's just slowly, and even acceptance, you come to a place of complete acceptance, it also take a bit of time. At the beginning you can accept a little bit that, I'm a worrier, you can accept a little bit. I told this person. And then slowly you continue to practice it, then a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. But you don't expect yourself to let go completely, because acceptance itself also letting go. You can't let go immediately, If you can do that, we all get enlightened. It takes time, a little by little, little by little. But you can see that you're getting better and better. You feel that emotion getting less and less intense. It takes a period of time, and you suffer less. That's why I said it takes a period of time. It's okay. Then after that, you'll be able to accept yourself. Then you'll be able to forgive yourself, even all the mistakes that we have done or other people have done us wrong, and we'll be able to forgive that. And that is also, if you are unable to accept that, if you're unable to, if the letting go is not happening, you can't forgive, because you still hold on. The reason why we cannot forgive, because we can't let go. That's why when you be able to accept, then that is because the letting go is start to happen. It's happening, and it start to happen. Then you be able to forgive. You forgive ourselves, we forgive others, even others unable to forgive ourselves. We still be able to forgive the person, not be able to forgive ourselves. And that is happening, over a period of time. We take a bit of practice. It will not happen overnight. And that's why sometimes we apologize. We said our apologies. If someone still hold on to that, they're unable to forgive us, it's fine. But at least we did our part. We being honest about that. That's why apologies aren't meant to change the past. It's meant to change the future. What they have already done, harm already is there. It can't do anything. If the person can't forgive us, it's fine. But we have to move on. We do our part. We apologize. We ask for forgiveness. Is the person still hold on to that? It's that person's problem. It's not our problem. So I said, you let it be. But what are we going to do in the future and this moment? So yes, the mistake that we have made, or the harm, we already caused harm to others, but apologies become meaningless if we just apologize and then we continue with our behavior. So there's no point, isn't it? It's not going to change. I have a relative. He used to abuse his wife, and each time he did that, he beat her, and then he would cry and ask for forgiveness that I shouldn't have done that. I'm terrible. I won't do that again. Then after that, he did that again and again and again and again. And eventually the wife really can't tolerate anymore. But I must say her wife is really very, very tolerant. She can tolerate with him for 20 years only divorce him, And that's what then, actually, we apologize, yes, we can't change the past, it's already happened, but we change the future, okay? We make an effort that we are not going to repeat this again. Of course, we do our best. We try not to repeat again and again. But the problem is most people, they repeat the same thing. They expect to have a different result. It's not going to have different results because you do keep doing the same thing and then you expect things are going to change. You're not going to change because you put in the same causes. The cause is still there. And of course, you have the same results. It's not going to change anything. So that's why you have to understand that when that's why you can see that when you start to develop this quality, actually this is help also another quality will develops. You see, when the moment you start to acknowledge, being truthful, and that is the truthfulness, honesty, we develop that quality. And kindness, compassion, and also like for this person being have a lot of jealousy, and when the moment she accept that, the moment she be able to acknowledge and accept that and forgive herself, actually she started to have another quality that is in Pali we said mudita. She had that quality. She started to develop the qualities of sympathetic joy. She said, now I can feel that, but last time, no, I can't stand if people better than me. I have to, because some come from the sense of self, the ego, I have to, everything I have to be, I'm the best, I'll be the best. I have, everything that, she's very competitive. She will always compare. And then she cannot tolerate if someone better than her. That's why the jealousy come in. That's why she have lots of jealousy, and she said she faced it and she acknowledged that she. But at the beginning, it's very difficult because this is how we judge ourselves. This is how we always think who we think we are, isn't it? We always think that we are so kind, we are so good, we are so compassionate, and when we discover that we are not, and this is where that we be able to acknowledge that. This is where the honesty, the inner integrity. It's okay. We're honest about how we feel. And then because of that, she developed the quality of mudita and the sympathetic joy. She be able to rejoice. She feel happy for others. But last time she told me that she can't. She cannot. If anyone better than her, no. I have to be the best, not anyone else. And then she can really see the practice. She can really see that is really working. The practice is working. That's why you take a piece of time. It's not going to happen overnight. So letting go is a process. It's not, it's a process. You have to go through the process. First of all, you have to be able to recognize that and be able to acknowledge that and be able to observe and acknowledge and not to judge. Not to judge ourselves. And that is truly being honest and being truthful to ourselves. Not deceiving ourselves, not pretend that it's not there. Then you be able to accept that. Then you'll be able to forgive. The reason why we cannot forgive because we can't let go. Because the acceptance itself is also letting go. We allow ourselves that it's okay. But if we have no defilements, we're not here. So it's just we don't identify ourselves with that defilements. This is my defilements. I belong to this. I'm jealous. And I own it. We don't own it. We just observe and we just let it be, and it will just subside by itself. And you have to keep doing that. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. You have to go through the process again and again and again. So then slowly, this is how the letting go happen. And then the more you let go, the happier you are. You don't hold on to that. And this is where we grow our wisdom. To be really honest and truthful to our feelings, to how we feel, not to judge ourselves. And also, we also develop the qualities of kindness and compassion, being kind to ourselves. So we still love ourselves no matter how we feel, who we are. It's okay to be who we are. It's okay to feel that way. And because all these emotion, feelings, and actually all those experiences that we experience come and go, it won't stay. It doesn't belong to us. We don't own it. But the problem is we think that we own it. That's why we create more suffering for ourselves. So that's why develop this truthfulness, being truthful, not deceiving ourselves. When we deceive ourselves, we are deceiving others. And then this is how most people live their life. That's why I keep telling people, live without pretending, observe without judging. We don't judge ourselves, we just observe without judging. So live without pretending, we don't pretend. And just to be honest, it's okay to be who we are. Each one of us, we are unique. We don't have to look like someone. We don't have to be like anyone. It's okay. And that is also being kind to ourselves. And also with this, and also that we be able to see, more clearly and understand ourselves much more. Because sometimes if we don't look into ourselves and understand ourselves much more, and we always think that our suffering is outside, is someone causes suffering, but we don't see that actually we ourselves, that we harm ourselves much more than anyone else. There's to develop this quality of truthfulness, and also it's also freeing ourselves. So I offer this for Dharma reflection. May this teaching be of benefit to all of you. Any questions or comments? Okay, the first one. Dear Ajahn, what is the best one can do about regret? When one cannot seem to enjoy the present cause of the regret in the past, making wrong decisions in life, that now is hard to be here and now and meditate. There's for us, as a monastic, we have one of the ceremony we used to do that is asking for forgiveness, and also for us, every Uposatha, every new moon or full moon, we have the confession. We confess. The reason why we do that is the Buddhists to encourage us to acknowledge that, but not to carry the guilt. That's why it's the best thing is that you the regret. So each time if you feel regret, so you send loving kindness to yourself. So not to force yourself to not to feel regret, because you can't help it. Sometimes you've been conditioned. You can't change it overnight. It's an addiction. You can't just say, okay, I shouldn't feel regret and then it will go away. No, and then get done with. No, it's okay. You can always send loving kindness to yourself. May I have no regret. It's more doable that way. And you acknowledge that it's okay. And then to keep sending loving kindness, because when you do that, actually you're not focusing on the past, thinking about carry the guilt, but you're more your mind focused on that says you have the sense of loving kindness. You say loving kindness towards yourself. That may I have no regret. May I be able to overcome this. And this is more doable, but not forcing yourself that, I shouldn't have any regret. I shouldn't carry any guilt. But we don't encourage to carry the guilt. That we are not trying to pretend that it's not there. It's there. We acknowledge that, we accept that, but we send loving kindness towards ourselves. We don't force ourselves that you should be able to do that. You can't, Yes, in theory, we all know, we can set let go and let go, and so easy to set and done with. But letting go takes time, little by little. If you continue to do that, then actually you'll be able to overcome that. And not to force yourself, because when you carry the guilt and you feel regret, actually you are living in the past. And also another technique you can use is to bring your mind to your body awareness, just aware. Sometimes it's good to take 3 deep breaths. Actually, the moment you take 3 deep breaths, actually you bring your mind consciously aware of your breathing. And then you're more present. Then you can do the breathing exercise, breathing in the regret, breathing out peace. Actually, if you constantly do that, actually they give you the psychologically imprint in your mind that okay, to make peace with that, to make peace with the guilt that we carry, that we feel regret, is okay. Then you're more present, because when you focus on your body, your feelings, your sensation, and with your breathing, then you're more present. So you're not into that thinking about the guilt. Then this is how you bring your mind to present moment awareness. Dear Ajahn, how to maintain balance between societal expectations and truthfulness? I'm currently finding a job and I feel like I have to be someone else in order to get one. And actually, eventually people will know, isn't it? Yes, sometimes if you don't have that qualification, you don't have it. Even though you lie, and eventually people know your qualification, whether you truly, know your job, know how to do your job, isn't it? And it's not going to sustain. And I believe to believe that honesty actually, truthfulness actually will bring you more ease and peace. And I just tell you, this is a true story. That person, this person, that he's having a meeting with a big boss in a nightclub. So they want to sign the contract. So then this big boss tried to make him to drink and to get him the girls and things like that. And he said, no, I'm a Buddhist. I'm keeping 5 precepts. I'm not doing these things. Then this big boss said, okay, I'm not going to sign contract with you. So he said, fine. So he went away. He just, okay, not so, because he stick to his virtue. He said, I'm not doing that. So he left. You know what happened? The next morning, this big boss went to the hotel, looked for him. They want to sign contract with him, because he's so impressed that he's being so honest. So he think, he is really honest, and he is definitely a good guy. I definitely can give him the business. I can definitely, and actually true. Actually, it's rather than you being honest than to try to hide or try to pretend. Actually, it's very tiring, and you cannot sustain. You cannot sustain. Eventually, you cause yourself more harm than really give you a benefit. You will not bring you any benefit. You can't cheat. So that's why you cannot to be someone else, in order to get the job. And the boss is also not stupid, isn't it? They know whether you can do the job or not. Dear Ajahn, I feel I'm not truthful to my practice. I learn something, I speak something else, I add something else. My thoughts are not in line with myself, the practice and the Dhamma. Please advise. Of course, the truthfulness will not happen overnight. The fact that you be able to set that sadhu sadhu, you still have a thin, that truthfulness is still there. The fact that you be able to set that, to admit that, itself already been truthful. So not to worry about that, because it's sometimes it's a habit. When we develop certain habit, it's not going to go away immediately. It takes a bit of time. But the fact that you be able to acknowledge that, to admit that itself is already been truthful. So not to worry too much about that, okay? So anything else? Any questions or comments? Any questions or comments? Yeah. Like for example, there was one person that she had lots of anxieties. But in the past, she can't tell people about her anxieties, how she feel. Like for example, she had these anxieties, and then her blood pressure will shoot up. And then the worst thing is, if you ask her to see doctor, even worse. She even more because of the anxieties, and she could not she can't talk about it at all in front of anyone, because she said that she unable to accept that, the fact that she have these anxieties. Then until one day, after some times of practice, actually she be able to talk about it in front of others. That means that is accepting is happening. The truthfulness is that it's developing. It's not overnight. This quality is to start developing, and it's not yet, but it's on the way, coming, it start to develop. And the fact that we be able to talk about that, and this is something she told me, that this is something that in the past she not be able to talk about it, about her anxieties. This is something that she feel so shameful. She feel like something that she cannot tell others. She cannot talk about it. But after over a period of time, after her practice, she started to accept that. She acknowledged that. Actually, she said she be able to talk about her anxieties, her panicking attacks. She be able to talk about that. But before that, she unable to talk about that, because she feel like somehow she feel a bit ashamed of herself that she have this. She feel like, this is also not honest, isn't it? Not truthful, but it's okay. So they say something is not there yet, but at least you be able to set that is already truthfulness already happening, but it's not complete being truthful, but it started to happen. At least you'll be able to talk about that. At least you'll be able to admit that. Okay? So anything else? And any questions or comments? Any questions or comments? No? Everybody happy? Okay. So then, okay, going, being gone. So thank you for listening.